reporter claims this is the end of an era for Germany's hegemony in Europe. After all, everything here is paid for. When the mighty Germans were pointing the finger at us, calling us lazy, living the German dream, was it okay? Let's remember that Germany never paid World War II reparations to Greece. Now say goodbye to the primacy you are losing. Why are lies bad? Our friends, quote unquote, the Germans, played it for so many years on a double board with both the Constable USA and the Gendarme Russia looking at their own interests and their energy security, and they did very well. But the Americans do not forgive something like this, and the time has come for the former allies, quote unquote, to break up and for Germany to sink into a deep recession for lack of energy. Why does the country that wants to play it as the leader in the European Union, it's nothing more than a giant with feet of clay, since it has no energy of its own, and although an industrialized country, it is 100% dependent on others, which is why it resisted tooth and nail until recently the energy weaning from Russia. And of course, as long as the Nord Stream existed, the situation was fine, but now what can they do? Already the Volkswagen automobile industry, anticipating the energy crisis, is knocking on the door of the old continent, is migrating to the USA, and apparently others will follow. And who is destined by the USA to take the leading position of the Germans in Europe? Who else? That would be Poland, which shortly before the explosion in Nord Stream, together with Denmark, inaugurated the Baltic pipeline, which will transport 10 billion cubic meters of Norwegian natural gas to the country very near every year in order to continue operating normally. While a few years ago, they also requested mammoth reparations for 1.3 trillion euros from Germany for World War II. Conclusions. 1. The US is slow but unforgiving, which means sooner or later, who has made life difficult for them by flirting with Vladimir Putin and the Shanghai Cooperation Organization will also take his turn, and as far as we know exactly when only the great power knows, we expect a hot episode with the neighbors and the occupation of the islands, and then the fall of Turkey, the assumption of power by the army Kemalists, and a 3-day Greek-Turkish war according to the known, meaning the prophecies. 2, all good things come to an end, and it's only a matter of time for anyone to find themselves from high to low and from much to little. The reason, of course, for Germany, where the well-known law of hubris, anti-nemesis, is fulfilled with amazing precision. Hey, Germany, you didn't know. Didn't you ask? Number 3, are you saying that if Germany is finally forced to give the reparations to the Poles, the people of Poland, we should also take our turn? Let's remember they never paid reparations for World War II for the damage that they did to Greece. Difficult with the traitors who rule us, but not impossible. If the USA decides to do so, to give another slap to its spineless friends, the Germans. 4, as for the European Union, it will be able to stand on its own 2 feet after the blow to the leading country, Germany that is, or will it disintegrate as another Athenian alliance hegemony, as history has taught us, not only repeats itself, but also teaches us. Quote, in Italy, the new Mussolini will be introduced. In Germany, a new Hitler, and the EEC will dissolve. That is the prophecy of one of the recent new saints of Christian Orthodoxy, the elder Saint Paisios. Is Meloni the new Mussolini, or are we expecting another? Let's see. Number 5, finally, another giant with feet of clay is the great power that goes by the name of China, energy of her own yoke, hence the artificial islands in the South China Sea, in order to obtain the economic zone and be able to exploit the rich oil and natural gas deposits of that area, whether she likes it or not, she is playing as a friend and ally of Vladimir Putin. Otherwise, she would be, in other words, she's eating with the devil. But friendships between countries do not exist. Everything has to do with interests, and the moment those against her set something bigger in the war that arrives, Sea energy-rich Siberia. She will be happy to hang the Russians, and the whole game will change. I don't say it, the prophecy reads and says, the essence is one, and the baklava corner, the water has entered the channel and the river does not turn back. The prophecies will be fulfilled one by one, but first we expect the great poverty that will fall on Greece, just as the old lady Lamborghini describes it. So there are prophecies that there will be tremendous economic strife and poverty within the European continent before another Third World War. This is by Anna Pagratis, and I've translated this for you from a Greek article. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support, and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.